I'm Megan Marino.
I'm Kira Blum, and I work at Panera Bread in Boone, and we interviewed my manager, Kelly.
We asked her what led her to this leadership position, and she said she was a retired accountant and she started to assistant manage in the store part time for extra money and some fun. And then she was offered a full time general management position. And she said that she was already invested in the function of the store and all the employees. So she accepted the offer, and also she accepted it because the money was so good that she couldn't pass it up.
Some of her daily managerial tasks include budgeting, labor, food cost, opening and closing the store, getting registers prepared for the day, checking food inventory, and then unloading dough, ingredients, and utensils from truck delivery and putting everything in its proper place.
Some of the management skills that have helped her lead effectively are her accounting background because she knows and understands budgets and money really well. She's had to adjust to how labor works in the restaurant business compared to other industries. And then she had to learn how to create schedules that adhere to the company's labor cost guidelines.
Some of her responsibilities as a person in a leadership position include having an obligation to make work experiences good and wanting it to be a positive work environment. Also, having to hold people accountable for things they do and don't do. Conducting herself in a professional manner because everything comes back to her as the manager. And also, for her, leadership doesn't just mean being the boss, it also means that she supports her team and backs them up and works with them.
For her, interpersonal relationships are really important. She thinks that it creates value when you come to work, and she doesn't want you to just come to work and hate it. She wants you to come and feel like you're almost coming to your other family.
So Kelly manages new and experienced staff, somewhat differently. For new staff, it requires patience and guidance, and she knows that if it's their first real job, they might feel a little bit awkward, so she encourages them and is very kind to them. And then her experienced staff, she expects them to be a little bit more prepared and ready, and she expects them to be gracious with their customers, and she's a bit tougher on them when they're not. She also relies on her experienced employees to help out the new employees, and she expects the experienced employees to know how to do their job without asking a lot of questions and needing a lot of help.
We asked her how she's improved since taking on this position, and she told us that she's improved herself and also the store. For her own improvement, she's learned how to better manage her time and adjust to the industry. And for the store, they've had a complete turnover in sales. And for over the last 2 years, Panera has been top in speed of service when compared to the other Paneras in the district.
Some of the biggest challenges and rewards that she faces as a manager. So the challenges, she had to learn that she can't please everyone and she will encounter rude customers. And also, as a manager, she's held accountable for problems in the store even when she's not present. Then rewards of her job are the creation of relationships with customers and employees, meeting people from all backgrounds, and getting to impact people with hardships in Boone because there are customers who come in that really don't have any interaction other than just coming in and getting a cup of coffee.
We asked Kelly what her strengths and weaknesses were in regards to management, and some of her strengths were that she has the ability to keep track of all the numbers within the store because of her accounting background. She can connect with employees on a personal level and delegate tasks to employees. Her weaknesses are that sometimes her personal connections with employees can get in the way of the work relationship that she has. And examples of this are that sometimes she's too lenient when people call out or come in late because she cares more about how their personal lives are going and what's going on in it. And she tends to take on more of a mom role with employees because it's a college town and a lot of students don't see their family for long lengths of time. We think that Kelly is a very effective manager, and we think this because she has really strong personal connections with employees. And as someone who works, like I want my manager to care about what's going on in my life because it just makes going to work that much more enjoyable. You feel like you belong, you feel like you're wanted, and that is really good because I've had lots of managers who could care less about what's going on in your personal life. They just want you to show up to work and don't really want to know anything else. And just for me, I think it's really important that personal connections are made within the store. She's really good at making sure that the store is doing well and is where it needs to be monetarily. And I think that this is because she has an accounting background, so she knows the ins and outs of what needs to be done in the store.
And as Kelly's employee, I know that she cares about her employees' success. She is willing to help us when we need it. If it's getting really busy, she'll always come to the front and kind of do our job with us and make sure that, customers are getting taken care of efficiently and that we're doing everything well. And then also she's really welcoming to new employees and she's successful in training them. So when I was training, if I ever had questions or there was things I was unsure about, I knew that if I asked Kelly, I wasn't going to feel uncomfortable. She wasn't going to be upset with me or judging me. She just really wanted to help and make sure that I knew what I was doing. And another thing that I really like about her and I think is really effective is that she doesn't micromanage or nitpick. She helps us and trains us and teaches us what to do, but then after that she kind of lets us go and lets us do the job on our own, and she doesn't make us do it her way. If we think there's a better way to do it, she lets us do that, and she's very good about that. So I think she's a really good manager.